One of the most common questions I am asked is, why do I do lessons with small groups? And over the years, I've found that with different directors, there are a number that would say, your students are great soloists. They always win festival and that sort of thing. But playing in a group, that is not one of their strong skills. So I thought, every player ultimately will play in a small group. Every section is usually around 4 or 5 members. Whether it's a rock band, a jazz combo, or if you're in a marching band, there's maybe 4 snares, 4 basses. So at any given time, you're in a small group about that same size. I started really thinking of those comments from the band directors, and I thought, maybe I can blend the lessons so that there's a mixture of small groups versus one-on-one. So over the years, about 30 years, I've experimented with the size. The largest group I had was about 15, and we did percussion ensemble stuff. All the kids also did solos and that sort of thing. But that really helped a lot because at school, now they could operate as a section leader, they could play solos, they could also play in the section and operate real smoothly. So there was a really good mixture. And then over the years, as I've watched those people go on, now they're successful in a rock band, a 4/5, or a jazz combo. They can also play in a percussion section with like an orchestra, or if they're playing in a pipe band with that sort of thing, or a marching band. So now they're a lot more flexible with both sides of the coin, both skills. And I think that's really important for a player. It's really hard with a one-on-one lesson to cover any of the interaction stuff you will learn in a small group. And I found that I can teach a totally different skill than you can do with just a one-on-one lesson. So in my lessons, I'll have a person come just alone, and we'll work on certain skills that way. Then they'll come and do the same skill in a group 3 or 4, and that way now they have to interact with the other players. Most people have a lesson a half an hour once a week. Sometimes it's in a group, sometimes it's for a while in a group, and then sometimes when we're working on a solo, we'll just add an extra lesson. So that's kind of how I came up with the size of the group and why I do the groups. It wasn't really a money thing for me. It was more of, what are the skills that I really need as a player to play in a section successfully? And when I'm playing solo, what are the skills that I need to do that? And I just try to carry those on with all of my students, so they're really well balanced.